Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. DTC P0498 indicates a low voltage condition in the Evaporative Emission Control System, specifically relating to the Canister Vent Shut Valve, CVSV. The CVSV plays a crucial role in controlling the venting of evaporative emissions from the fuel system, directing vapors into the intake system for combustion. This valve is located near the evap canister, typically under the vehicle near the rear wheel area on the driver's side. When the powertrain control module, PCM, sends an on signal to the valve but does not receive the expected on signal back, it determines that there is an issue and stores the DTC. The condition can hinder proper fuel vapor management, resulting in increased emissions and potential vehicle performance issues. Careful diagnostics are critical to accurately pinpoint the source of the fault. The error code P0498 pertains specifically to the Evaporative Emission (EVAP) Canister Vent Shut Valve circuit, indicating low voltage conditions. The EVAP Canister Vent Shut Valve is designed to seal the EVAP canister and control the release of fuel vapors into the atmosphere. It is instrumental in maintaining emission system integrity, particularly during engine operation and fuel refilling. Located near the rear of the vehicle, this component connects directly to the PCM, which monitors its operational status. When the PCM outputs a signal indicating the valve should be on, it expects a corresponding response, which would confirm the valve is functioning correctly. If the valve does not send back the intended signal, this low voltage situation triggers the error code. The Diagnostic Trouble Code, P0498, may stem from several potential issues. Firstly, the EVAP Canister Vent Shut Valve itself could be malfunctioning or defective, preventing it from operating as intended. Secondly, inspection of the wiring and connectors is essential, as damaged or corroded connections can lead to poor voltage readings and faulty communication between the valve and the PCM. Additionally, the problem could potentially originate from the PCM, powertrain control module itself, if all connections and components check out. Each of these elements must be methodically tested to isolate the root cause of the low voltage signal. When experiencing DTC P0498, several symptoms may present, alerting the driver to underlying issues. The most noticeable sign is the illumination of the check engine light, signaling that a diagnostic issue has been detected. Drivers may also encounter poor fuel economy, as the fuel system's efficiency is compromised by improper vapor management. There could be a noticeable increase in vehicular emissions, which not only affects environmental compliance, but may lead to a failed emissions test. Moreover, performance issues such as rough idling or engine stalling could arise, necessitating immediate investigation. In the first troubleshooting step for DTC P0498, begin by starting the engine and allowing it to idle for a minimum of 5 seconds. This step is crucial as it allows the vehicle's systems, including the EVAP system, to stabilize. Once the engine is idling smoothly, the next step involves utilizing the HDS, which stands for Honda Diagnostic System. You will select the option labeled CVS On to facilitate the control of the Canister Vent Shut Valve. Monitoring the outputs from the PCM at this stage will provide insight into whether the system functions correctly or if it still registers a fault indicative of the trouble code. Document any irregularities, as they will guide further inspection steps. The second step involves inspecting the EVAP Canister Vent Shut Valve directly. Start by disconnecting the 2P connector from the valve, ensuring that you handle the connector with care to prevent damage. With the connector disconnected, you will then perform an internal circuit inspection of the valve. Using a multimeter, check for resistance values within the valve. Under normal conditions, The expected reading should range from 25 to 30 ohms at room temperature. If the reading falls outside this range, it indicates an abnormal condition, thus confirming a problem with the Evap Canister Vent Shut Valve, warranting replacement or further testing. The third step focuses on inspecting the IGPS LAF circuit to ensure proper voltage supply. Start with the same 2P connector at the Evap Canister Vent Shut Valve, which should remain disconnected from the valve for this procedure. Utilizing a multimeter, check for voltage supply reaching the female terminals of the connector. In normal operating conditions, you should observe a voltage reading of approximately 12 volts, indicating that the power supply circuit is functioning correctly. If the voltage is absent or does not reach the designated level, it suggests an issue present within the IGPS LAF circuit, which may require further examination of wiring or components supplying voltage to that circuit. In this step, attention shifts to inspecting the variable solenoid valve, VSV, circuit connected to the Evap Canister Vent Shut Valve. Before initiating this inspection, make sure to disconnect both the valve's 2P connector and the PCM connector for the VSV. You will then measure the resistance on the VSV open wires. Under normal conditions, the value should be less than 1 ohm, indicating a properly functioning circuit. Additionally, perform checks for a short to ground. If any of these conditions are found to be abnormal, it confirms the existence of a fault within the circuit that needs addressing, either by repairing or replacing faulty wiring or connectors. If the preceding steps reveal that other inspected components are functioning normally, this step involves scrutinizing the powertrain control module, PCM, itself. The PCM is essentially the brain of the vehicle's engine management system, controlling various functions including the evap system. Diagnostic tests should confirm whether the PCM has any internal faults impacting its ability to communicate with the Evap Canister Vent Shut Valve. If defectiveness is confirmed, the PCM will need replacement to restore proper functionality to the emission control system, thus enabling the vehicle to operate under normal conditions again. Once all necessary repairs and replacements are made, verifying the effectiveness of these repairs is critical to ensuring the issue is resolved. Start by clearing the DTCs from the PCM, which resets the system. After clearing the codes, you should perform a test drive under various conditions, allowing the PCM to monitor system performance. Pay attention to any abnormal behavior or error messages during the drive. After completing the test drive, reconnect the diagnostic tool to verify if DTC P0498 or any other related codes reappear. Successfully completing this verification will ensure that the vehicle is operating as intended without recurring issues. To prevent the recurrence of DTC P0498 and ensure the emission control system remains functional, regular maintenance checks are imperative. Schedule routine inspections of the Evap Canister Vent Shut Valve and its associated wiring to catch potential issues before they escalate. Always ensure that connectors are clean and free from corrosion, as this can severely impact signal transmission and voltage readings. It is crucial to confirm the proper functioning of the valve, especially after any preventive service or fuel system changes. Keeping the emission control system in excellent condition not only ensures compliance with environmental regulations, but also enhances vehicle performance and fuel efficiency. In conclusion, DTC P0498 signifies a malfunction within the Evaporative Emission Control System, particularly linked to the Canister Vent Shut Valve and related circuitry. Recognizing and understanding the role of the involved components allows for effective diagnostics and targeted repairs. Through systematic troubleshooting, including inspecting the valve, circuitry, and potentially the PCM, technicians are better equipped to isolate and resolve the issue. Preventive maintenance practices will further ensure the longevity of the system and prevent future occurrences. Adhering to the outlined steps will lead to effective resolution and restored functionality, keeping emissions under control and engine performance optimal. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.